You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ13 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Are you ready to learn the 3 secrets to launching a successful podcast? Hi, I'm Bill, a recent client of the Podcast Mogul. If you've been thinking about starting a podcast but aren't sure where to begin, he's got you covered. He is hosting a free webinar where he will share the 3 secrets that can help you launch, grow, and monetize your podcast without any fancy equipment or technical headaches. Click the link in the show notes to save your spot now and let him help get your podcast off the ground.
She just said, everything in life should be fun. And it was like, immediately when I heard it, I'm just like, that's 100% correct. Like whether it's personal or professional, business or family or whatever, like everything should be fun. Like I said before, you only get one life.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to season 3 of Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm, of course, Phil Better, and this season is presented to you by Unicorn Incubator. Unicorn is the largest rural incubator accelerator of its kind in the world, located in southwestern France. Its mission is to give entrepreneurs and their families their lives back while helping them build game-changing technology startups. Startups in the company are provided with a complete ecosystem for success, with direct access to proven funding sources, top-notch legal and accounting representation, access to the world's most generous business incentives, and most importantly, a dedicated sales and marketing accelerator that will put a startup's product or service on the fast track to success. Welcome back to Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. I am, of course, your host with the most, Phil Better. And in this episode, we're interviewing CT Kaupp, the Google Optimizer. In this episode, we get down to talking about how he helps home service companies get new customers by optimizing their website for Google. We talk about why you need to invest in your website, and it's a living site, not just a simple one-page website. And he also shares some tips on how your online website presence and perspective can help you and how to better optimize it for you. A little bit about CT. He started freelancing back in the 2016 while working at his dad's advertising agency. He found that he was having more fun 6 to midnight than 8 to 5. Unfortunately, in November of 2016, CT's dad passed away, and he started his own business in 2017. His dad passed on his entrepreneurial spirit to his son, and he hasn't looked back since. So without further ado, let's jump into the interview.
CT, tell my audience about you, and thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, appreciate you having me on. So I started my own business in May of 2017. I worked at my late father's advertising agency for 5 years prior to that. I started freelancing a year before I went on my own and was having more fun from 6 to midnight than I was from 8 to 5. So decided to make the jump.
Was it a scary jump, or were you like, nah, I got this. This is too easy for me?
So in my mind, I would say there was never really any fear. It just felt that this is what I need to do. This feels totally right. I've realized since that my intuition is my biggest gift, or one of my strongest gifts. So that was really all I was doing, was just following my gut, that it was like, I have to go out on my own. I want to be able to work on projects that I really, care about, and build those relationships with my own clients and just kind of do my own thing. There was something about that was really polarizing to me. So when I went out, it was just, I got to do this. But I would also caveat that was saying what I thought I was going to do then versus what I'm doing now. Like, it's just completely different. I just assumed I'll be, hey, freelance web guy, pick up a couple of jobs here and there. And it was like, no, holy crap. Like, I need to treat this like an actual business.
Yeah, no, I'm noticing that now as I'm getting more and more involved in podcasting and making it a business. There's a lot more skills that you need to find but also be open to, so that it works for you and you can make a living out of it.
Yeah, it's always been taught to me or explained to me that you can't just go out on your own doing what you love because you love doing it, and having that as the only backbone to it all. You got to have the processes in place and realize, what you're good at, what you're not good at, where you could hire people or, subcontract out, just really figuring out yourself on a deep level, and then how that works from the professional expertise. But there just is so much more to it when you're out on your own than just doing that thing. I mean, if I could, if money was no object, I would literally be doing what I'm doing and just be creating websites all day, every day, because I love it. The sun can go up, the sun can go down. I won't know, because I'm just in flow and just doing it. But then there is all the other aspects, the accounting, the financial, stuff to it, and just all these different things that you don't think about when you're an employee at a company. You're not thinking about, well, how long did it take for that website lead to transition to, okay, now I'm creating that website. You don't know that, like, it took 2 years or 5 months or whatever that lead time was.
Mm-hmm. No, it's something that I don't think a lot of people see when they go into being an entrepreneur. They think, oh, they say make it so easy, and it's like, no, man, I have 20 people helping me look even better than I am, and that you don't see. I'm just the face of what I say I can do. Then I find those people that can actually do it. So yeah, no, it's really interesting that you added that.
I always say too that this has kind of come to me in the last year. I don't think of myself as an entrepreneur. It's just not really something. I feel like that's kind of put on a pedestal, like entrepreneurship. Oh, it's a cool thing. I don't really think about it in that way. To me, it's really about just creating a lifestyle. All I'm doing is creating a business, doing what I love, but that's the vehicle to help me live the lifestyle that I want to live. So like, then there's like total alignment there. So it's not just like I'm doing my own thing because I love doing X, Y, Z. It's sort of more reverse engineered, where it's like, this is the lifestyle I want to live. Whether that means you want to make 50K a year, 100K a year, 500K a year, whether you want to stay in the same place or travel a bunch or anywhere in between, like, you figure out that part and then sort of work backwards, I think.
Yeah, I think building off what you said, putting entrepreneurship on a pedestal, I think we're changing the meaning of entrepreneur, because before an entrepreneur was this rich person, and more people getting into it and going, no, I'm doing this for the lifestyle. Like, my dad or my mom wasn't home enough and I wanted to spend more time with them. And so how can I create a funnel or like income stream so that I have that and I can live with growing my kids and all that, or whatever the lifestyle is, so you're not burnt out by 35 and you're like, oh my God, I want to shoot myself.
Yeah. And I'll give you a real concrete example. So from day one, the goal has been to create a business that is built around monthly reoccurring revenue. So I create the website. I talk about that as like phase one, and then I'll host it, manage it, secure it, support it. Whenever you need something, I'm there, and I do it for X amount a month. And I just try to be really, really personalized and create a one-to-one relationship that's just different than what people are used to in the web space. And that fulfills me. I enjoy creating those relationships, but then it's also more value, and it's different on their end than working with the designer that takes 3 weeks to create, change out this paragraph of copy or this image or whatever it may be. But I say that because I think that it's really important to figure out, what you enjoy and kind of like how to transition that to a business sense.
Oh yeah, no, it's a lot of something that I resonate. I like to have a relaxed morning. But now I'm like doing my day job, and that's not my 9 to 5. And then I have at 5 o'clock, it's pretty much go, podcasting. And so that's how I live. And I'm like, I like that. I like, relaxing in the morning and then working at night. Like you said it, you had more fun from like 8 to midnight, I believe it was 6 to midnight. I mean, than like the 8 to 5. And it's true. It's for us, this is like, no one works at night. So it's easier for us to get things done, or we can go out and see our friends if we want.
Yeah, to me, it's just a total freedom, that the freedom and the flexibility, whether I want to work 8 to 2, 6 to midnight, or anywhere in between, I'm able to do that. I don't need to ask off. I had a grandparent pass away recently, and I didn't need to go to the boss and ask off for this or do this or finagle that. Now, yeah, I did have to move around some meetings, but like, I'm in control of all of that. And I never, as an employee, would ever have thought of myself as a control freak, but I do enjoy the ability to really kind of call my own shots and do my own thing in that way. And so I guess to go back, like, to me, it's not really entrepreneurship. It's really the lifestyle, and then living life on your own terms. You only get one life. And so, do what you love and live how you want to live. And you don't need to be confined to XYZ, because that's what everybody else is. Like you're saying, like, you got the 8 to 5, but then you're doing this, on the side, and you're loving it. Like, and that can totally work. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It can totally be a mix. And then obviously with the pandemic, we've all been through the remote work angle, which has been my goal also from day one, is just, I love the location independence, but now it's expanded, everywhere that it can be. Obviously there's some industries that can't, but the majority of them have figured out that it definitely can work.
And it's more cost effective to have people at home, because then your real estate cost goes to zero, your electricity that comes with the real estate and all that. And so you don't have to complete cleaning crews and all that. So like that, just right there, boom. And all you have to do is do your infrastructure, build the infrastructure. And that is a one-time build. And then it's copy paste it. Technology makes everything cheaper.
Yeah. And efficient.
Yeah, that's all we want in life. We want just an efficient lifestyle that we can enjoy and visit, like go to France, go to Italy, go and visit those places. But at the same time, if I have to do work, I can pull my cell phone, pull my laptop out, do a couple hours, and then continue on with my trip, and it's not like, oh no, it's the end of the world.
No, that's been my favorite, it'll be 4 years in May. And that's been one of my favorite things to experience, is being able to mix that personal and professional. So I can go on trips to visit clients while I can visit family in that area, or, go on a trip with family, and hey, I'll wake up a little earlier and I'll do a couple hours of work, and then I can enjoy the rest of the day and, be present with them. So like, it works in both ways. But that, to me, that's like huge. It's just, again, like that flexibility and that freedom. My clients don't care if I'm building their website at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m.
As long as it gets done by the time they need.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I am just marking down something important you said and the timestamp, because I don't want to have to write it all out. I'm lazy.
Sure.
But yeah, no, it's so true, because it's, as an employee, like when you work in in a company, you have this set schedule and you have to do your time in that, and you forget that I have so much other free time that I can do something else in, that I can build this other business that eventually can take over my main job. And because we don't see that so much glorified everywhere, we only got glorified, be a lawyer, be a doctor, be this, be that. And people are like, no, man, that kind of sucks. Like, stuck in a job like 9 to 5, hell no. Or like, I wanted to be able to go to like, Vegas on a Tuesday whenever I want. I don't want to be locked in, So that's for me, I find, is the true meaning of entrepreneur. Like, you're living a lifestyle that you want. If you want to work 24 hours in a day just straight on building websites, you can. Or if you want to be like, this week I'm not working because I don't have to, you can as well.
Yeah, I'm totally with you.
Yeah. So something that I really enjoyed was one of the questions I usually ask. The pre-interview question is, what's one thing you're hoping to share with my audience, for them to take away? And you wrote two, and I really loved how you looked at it two different ways. I love that kind of like creative looking. You're like, everything and anything in life it should never feel like work. And you got that from a mentor of mine. I want you to maybe expand a bit more on that.
Yeah. So I was just talking to a mentor a couple of weeks back, and she had mentioned that just talking through some different life transitions and some different things, not business related. And she just said, everything in life should be fun. And it was like, immediately when I heard it, I'm just like, that's 100% correct. Like whether it's personal or professional, business or family or whatever, like everything should be fun. Like I said before, you only get one life. And so for whatever reason, that really resonated with me. And I would say, like, I've always had the mindset early on from starting my own business. I got this from Tim Ferriss, who passed this down from somebody else. It's a hell yes or no. Mm-hmm. And that is like super ingrained in me. And, I can take on a client, but if I'm only 85% in on them, I'm sort of lukewarm, you could say. Well, then at some point I'm going to put that project on the back burner because I'm just not interested. Versus if I'm all in, like, then I'll freaking do it at 10 p.m. Like, I don't care, because I'm loving it. I'm loving what you're doing. And, it's great. It's a great fit. So I'm super intentional with the clients that I take on and making sure it's the right fit.
No, I love that. And it's true. It's the hell yeah, or yeah, okay. It's like, why be mediocre when we've been told our whole lives we're these amazing people, these great beings, like you can reach for the stars. And then, so why are we accepting like meh in our life if we're supposed to be like full hell yeah, balls to the wall type thing? So no, I really resonate with that, because it's true. Like, why are we accepting mediocrity in our lives?
Yeah, I just can't. It's like, yeah, no, I could go on for 10 minutes, but it's just like, no, I think I've already kind of hit on it, but no, it's just really important to me to figure out yourself on a deep level and go with that 150% versus being stuck in or any situation that you're currently in. Like, you're not stuck. You may feel like you're stuck, but there's definitely ways to get out of it.
To see the value in it. Yeah. And then the second thing to it, like you said, you were rereading my question, and you think you mean in terms of your work. I'd say a website, online presence perspective. You need to invest in your website as the foundation and continually grow it over time, not a set and forget kind of thing. Now, can you just, I fully understand what you mean by that, and maybe some of my audience does, but for the ones that don't, what do you mean by not to set it and forget it?
Yeah, so here's a good example. I have a design and build firm in Atlanta that I work with. I just recreated their website about a year and a half ago. And so it's a great website. You can go on there, you can check out their gallery of projects and dive into those. So that's all good. But then now we are creating I would say those are like more surface level, like, hey, here's 15 really amazing photos from this project. And here is just like the basics, where it's located, some features, scope, whatever, and a testimonial from a client. Okay. So to me, that's good quality content. Like, people want to read it, but it's still kind of a general overview of the project. And now we're building even more detailed pages to break out specific projects that they've done, some that we've already showcased, but to break it out even further and like, showing examples of like renderings and different things. And here was the problem the client had, and here's our solution, and here's why we did it this way. Like I was just looking at a PDF before I jumped on this call for them, one of them that they sent over, that I'm going to essentially transition from that PDF. It's like a 20-page PDF to a web page, and figuring out how to lay it out and different things. And like, the amount of content that we're going to have on that page is going to be killer compared to anything else that we've done to date. And we can just keep building on that over time. So it's really creating that good content and then continuously building that, because that's what Google wants. And so if you were to go to my website, like, you'll see the whole point of me creating a website is to get the client to rank in Google where it needs to be. So like this design and build firm, pool builder near me, or kitchen bathroom model, whatever it might be. And so everything that we're doing goes back to that one goal to push, to, I guess, create that Google juice, or increase that juice within Google. So when people are searching, that their site shows up.
Yeah, because Google went from, I think Google and like everybody else, they over niched, and now you have to come back to smaller niching. Like you need to niche down now, because you can't play with the big boys who have the money already. So you have to niche down in the long-tailed keywords. And so that's by continually creating and repurposing content on your website so that it stays up to date, because the old set and forget doesn't work anymore. And now it's cheaper to do it because you have a person like you. I'm like, just give me the content and I can create it for you. I don't have to come up with the content. You're giving it to me. So I just have to repurpose this. That's all I have to. Cool. I got you. And there's where we're having fun, because now it's like, oh, the challenge is now just, I have all my work here. I just have to put the puzzle together, which is just like podcasting too.
Yeah, the creation of content is huge. So when clients have that, it's, hallelujah. That's half the battle, or maybe even more, to actually get it written. And just like a side note, when I work with clients, I'll ask if they want to write the copy. If they want to write the copy, or if they would want to work with a copywriter, I'm fine both ways. But the reason why I'm saying this is because of the experience that I have. I know that if a client says they want to write the copy, it's going to take about 6 months longer to create that website than if we just have a copywriter.
They're like, no, I want a copywriter. I'm like, cool. Johnny, come here. Johnny's the best copywriter. He costs this. That's what I'm going to charge you. There we go. And then you get Johnny to do your work for you, and you look like a god because you built a team for them.
Yep.
Genius. I love it. And that's like what Tim Ferriss pretty much says in the 4-Hour Workweek. Find the people to do the jobs that you don't want to do, and build an ecosystem like that. And it's great. I'm joining in these little networks and helping people, because I do podcasting. I'm a podcast producer, and so I'm helping these other people go, look, this is a great funnel to have in your industry, because you can funnel it to other people and create more content for you, and it's super dirt cheap to do. Like you have your own podcast. What is the name of your podcast?
Business in Board Shorts.
I love it. It calls out to everybody. And you talk about what specifically on your Board Short business podcast?
Yeah, so it's featuring coastal business owners and entrepreneurs. So I feel a calling to the coast, to the ocean specifically. There's nothing more peaceful to me, more calming. That's where I see myself down the road. So it was my way to let me back up a second. About a year before I started the podcast, somebody told me the relationship that you can build in one podcast episode is greater than one of anything else that you can do. Mm-hmm. And the moment I heard that, I was like, holy crap, that's true.
Give me 1 second. I'm just going to write that. I'm putting that time stamp down right there, because that's gold right there.
Yeah. So on one hand, I'm like, that's totally true. I love it. And then on the other hand, it was, okay, how do I leverage that for my business? So fast forward, I tried a couple different ideas, but nothing really felt like it aligned. It felt very separate. It felt more of a passion project than potentially leading into the business.
Yeah. So
just played around with that for a good 6 months or whatever. This probably all started like during COVID, February, March of 2020. So I was playing around with stuff in the summer, and then late summer, the idea came to me that I love the water. I am drawn to the water. Any chance I get, I'm vacationing there, going there, whatever it might be. Okay, like those are the people that I want to converse with. Like those are the people I want to work with. Those are the areas I want to visit. Why don't I create a podcast to try to marry the two? So that's like the backstory to it. And then now, as of this recording, I'm about 17 episodes in. They're all about 15, 20 minutes. So quick bite size, talk about where the person or the business is located, a little backstory to how they got started. Some are starting right out of college. I'm talking to some are, they're in their 40s or 50s and they just, jumped
pivoted over there.
Cool. Yeah. So we're kind of hitting both sides, and then talk about the business that they run. So it's been great. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. Every single episode is different. different guests, different business type, all that kind of stuff. So, and then I've had a couple turn into clients. So again, like it does transition well. And I'm already thinking through two different ideas, hey, can I, like we just talked about before, repurposing content.
Mm-hmm.
Can I create a book now, say after like 100 episodes, the 100 things I learned from coastal business owners, whatever it might be. Boom, there's a book.
Wow, I didn't even think of that. God, that's a great idea. Damn.
Yeah. Anybody steal it. Yeah, anybody can do it. And then the other thing is like creating a retreat. So to me, all of these people, all these guys that I have on, similar to you and I can already tell like we have very similar mindsets.
Mm-hmm.
Any guests that I have on, we're going to have that same mindset. We may have completely different businesses, different services, offer different products, whatever it might be, but the core mindset is still similar. So that in and of itself, even if I get 2 listens an episode, the relationships that I'm building there, to me, it's like my own network that I am building organically, that now summer of 22, hey, let's all meet up in XYZ, and everybody that's been a guest is invited. And then however many people want to come, they can come, whatever. And it's just like a community there, I think would be really, really cool. So that the retreat angle and the book angle are completely away, completely external from, the vanity of these many downloads and listens and whatever else. It's just interesting to see that, because so many people on a podcast are focused on that, when in reality, there's so many other ways to, measure the success, so to speak.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. Like I used to be, when I started my first podcast, I was all about the matrix of making downloads, because I didn't understand the power of podcasting at the time. And now that I've looked back and been in connection with so many podcasters, I'm like, yeah, no, this is amazing. I got my first client, a millionaire, like I never thought I would have a millionaire client. And I also got to interview the CEO of multiple founders and multiple CEOs of companies. And it's like, this is not where I thought I would be with this podcast, but okay. And like talking with you, and you just gave me that amazing idea for a book title, 100 lessons from 100 entrepreneurs, and boom. And I love how, because I'm a visual person, and I need to see something to believe in it all the time. And I see over your shoulder here, because not everybody's going to be watching the YouTube, you have a picture of a beach and water. And I'm like, yeah, well, that makes sense. That resonates with you. You have it, the artwork, so, and I'm like a silly guy. So I have my Mickey with his Mickey out here. So that's just who I am. Like, but it's still like, I like you said, we connect. There's a connection here. And I'm like, yeah, definitely. If you want a breathing, living website, contact CT, man. Like if you enjoyed me and my silliness, then you're going to be able to work with him, because he's putting up with my stuff. But yeah, no, I love everything you're saying is like great, because like I resonate so much with the podcasting aspect. And what are some of, like, if you had to give one lesson, let's say from one of your favorite episodes, you don't have to say who it is, because we don't want anybody to feel jealous here. Who would you say, what lesson was it that you learned that was like something that really resonated with you from your podcast episodes?
I would say one of the most recent ones. So I always ask, what's the best business advice? What's the best life advice? That's usually how I end it. And one of the most recent episodes on the life advice angle, the guest had mentioned just to be present and enjoy every moment. Be grateful and all of that, and just tied it up really into a nice little bow, and was kind of talking about COVID, and just, you don't realize all the stuff that potentially can get taken from you, in a blink of an eye, something like that. And then obviously losing my dad, and different experiences that I've had, like it's really important for me. It's really important to me, to be present and be there with those that you love, because you never know when that last day is going to be.
Damn, ending it on a heavy note over here on the Invest in Yourself podcast. So CT, I'm going to give you some more time to talk about yourself, but this is more specifically time for you to promote your podcast, your business, any words of advice or anything like that you want to do it. This is your full time. Again, no me talking. This is strictly you. So you have the floor, sir.
Yeah, you can check out my work at ctkaupp.com. The podcast is ctkaupp.com/podcast. So everything is housed within my site there. You can message me, feel free, right on the contact page. It's probably the best way to get a hold of me. I got an Instagram and for the business, and then LinkedIn professionally. Feel free to reach out there as well. But those are kind of the main places I would say would be easiest to reach. And then happy to offer a free website review or audit, going through your website and let you know what's working, what could be improved, and happy to do that free of charge. You can just message me and let me know that you heard me on the podcast, and we can go from there.
Awesome. That's a huge value right there. Give me a second. No, I don't want to put you in the waiting room. That's rude. Yeah, just leave. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank CT for being on the show. You've been an amazing value. And please, if you did enjoy even a second of the episode, please reach out to him. The show notes, we'll have all the links for him. And I'm probably going to be working with him definitely in the future because I don't like making websites. I like talking to people, and that's about it. So everybody, thank you so much for being on the show, CT. And that's pretty much it. Invest in yourself, pretty much. That's the ending, I think.
That's right. I appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Guys, I want to thank CT for being a guest on their show and you guys listening. If you're interested in finding out more about him or even hearing about his podcast, his website is ctkaupp.com. Of course, that is ctkaupp.com. Links in the show notes down below. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. So make sure to invest in yourself.
Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to take the next step. When you're ready to dive deeper into how to launch, grow, and monetize your podcast, Phil's got something special for you. Join him for a free webinar where he'll reveal the 3 secrets that have helped countless entrepreneurs succeed in podcasting. Click the link in the show notes to save your spot, and let's turn your podcasting dreams into reality.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ13 right now And support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.